Hey, Chris.
Hey, Sean.
I don't know about you, but I get a lot of email and tweets about people really wanting Delilah to be in the tower at the end of the game.
I hear about that a fair amount myself.
And I am really happy with the performances of Henry, or Rich and Sissy, here in the canyon when she says there's a helicopter here and it's ready for me to get on it.
Yeah, me too.
And if you're wondering why we ended up making the creative decision we made, there's sort of two things that I know Chris and I spoke a lot about. One is Delilah is simply not the type of person to wait for anyone. And Chris did a really good job with me just sort of painting a portrait of her emotional state and what it would feel like to be waiting for this guy to show up after a really tragic thing has happened, and then just sit in this tower and wait for a helicopter, thinking about this dead kid and how messed up their entire summer had been.
Yeah.
And the dread.
You wrote that almost directly.
Yeah, and that's what I did. You basically painted that portrait for me, and I went, oh well, she's just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here in the shadow of a dead boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I went yep, all right, thank you for giving me that. And then alternatively, Henry's wanted nothing more than to be made to feel better over the past 5-10 years of his life. Definitely the past 5, definitely the past 1. And that feeling of disappointment that you feel when you open the door and she's not there, even though you ask her to stay, and you can hear how badly Henry wants her to stay in Rich's performance and in his voice. I wanted that feeling to go into the player, that level of disappointment. And then for some players to think, man, but how disappointed would I really be if I was him? And obviously we can't make you think that stuff, but if we do, then I feel like the story has been successful in communicating the emotional payload that it set out to provide. So there you go.